Welcome mentors, cooperating teachers, and our supervisors to this fieldwork orientation about the triad team that supports a candidate as they become a teacher in our teaching credential programs at Sacramento State. So the triad team involves three key members. So we have the teacher candidate themselves who's enrolled in one of our teacher credential programs at Sac State. We have the cooperating teacher or CT or the mentor that's from the school district supporting the candidate in their fieldwork site. And we have the university supervisor who is supporting them through Sac State as they observe the candidate in the field and guide the teacher candidate's fieldwork experience. So let's learn a little bit more about each of these team members. We have the teacher candidate, and the teacher candidate is responsible for being on time, being professional. This includes not being on their phone, dressing appropriately, and following all ethical guidelines required in the field, especially with treating students and families with respect as well as colleagues. We really do see this fieldwork experience as a long-term interview in the district. And so it's really important that they demonstrate the professional skills needed to be a teacher. We also expect our candidates to be reflective. So they are not just showing up at their fieldwork site, they are taking what they're learning in the classroom and our lectures and bringing it into their fieldwork site. And they're applying it and reflecting on it, considering how those skills and best practices apply in their specific context and community, and really being a self-directed learner and growing as a teacher. And then also being communicative with their triad team. So reaching out to their cooperating teacher or their mentor, as well as their supervisor, and ensuring that they are speaking with them, reflecting with them, because we do see them as the experts in the field. This triad team is a true partnership between these team members. And we really want the candidate to realize that, the fieldwork experience is one of the most important experiences in their program as they develop their teacher identity and become teachers. And so they need to be communicative to ensure that they're learning the skills they need, and also reaching out and asking questions to their these experts in their triad team to learn from them. And then they're also responsible for scheduling meetings with the triad team. So they're the ones that are the liaison between their fieldwork site and the university, which is their supervisor. And so they will be scheduling those meetings with the team during the semester. If the candidate has any concerns about their fieldwork experience, we really encourage them to first share those concerns with their CT or mentor in the district, as well as their supervisor. You are there to support them, to guide them, and we really want them to have open lines of communication with you so that they feel like they can get the most out of this experience. And if those concerns continue, then we tell them that they should go to their field coordinator in their respective program to troubleshoot and to plan next steps. So responsibilities of the cooperating teacher, the CT or the mentor, often the cooperating teacher is accepting the candidates into their own classrooms, while a mentor typically coaches and supports candidates who are on emergency permit or interns through Sac State within their own classrooms. So the responsibilities is really about tapping into your expertise. We want the candidates to be learning from you. We are asking that you make your teaching and thinking visible to them. You're doing think alouds, you're planning with them, perhaps co-teaching with them, giving them a space where they can observe you doing your expert skills and applying best practices. And then also giving them a space to try out their skills and applying what they're learning in our program into the fieldwork site, and helping them understand how it is understood and implemented within their context and within the community, so that they're being culturally responsive and supportive of their students. And then also reflecting with them. So supporting them before, during, and after an activity or observation of their skills, and reflecting with them how it went, allowing them to grow as individuals by asking them key questions that open-ended questions that help them think about what they think went well, what they think they could improve upon, so that they can continue to be lifelong learners. And finally, communicating with the university supervisor, because this is a partnership and we want you to be a team that supports that candidate. So reaching out to them to share things that are going great, things that you might have concerns about, things that you notice that the candidate is working on. You are really the closest person to this candidate in the fieldwork, and we really need to tap into your insight and support for this candidate. And then also asking that you attend triad meetings to guide the candidate in growing and progressing towards meeting the competencies in our programs. If you have any concerns as a cooperating teacher or the mentor, we really ask that you document your concerns. We want you to take notes with dates and objective observations about what you observed and what you're concerned about. That is going to help us be really clear with the candidate about our expectations and concerns so that they can improve. Also, share those concerns with the candidate. Be upfront, be honest, and provide very clear and supportive feedback so that they can improve. And then finally, reach out to the university supervisor right away so that you can be a team that partners together to help this candidate improve. We have our university supervisors, so your responsibilities are really about being that liaison with Sac State. You're guiding the candidate's fieldwork experience because you know expectations from our programs about what they need to do and the skills they need to demonstrate to pass these fieldwork experiences. You're connecting with the cooperating teacher or the mentor in the school district and attending those triad meetings to ensure that the candidate is progressing and that you're partnering with them. And then you're also observing the candidate based on the number of observations that are required for that fieldwork experience for that candidate, and engaging that candidate in reflective conversations to help them improve. So ensuring that you have a pre-observation connection, so receiving and providing feedback on a lesson plan or perhaps an individualized education program plan or an assessment, and then observing the candidate, and then finally scheduling a time to meet to debrief and talk about what went well and how they could improve. And then the last expectation is that the supervisor is the one who submits the fieldwork evaluations and task stream. So they gather the information about the student's progress towards those competencies in our respective programs during those triad meetings, and then use that information to score the candidate and input those scores in task stream, our online platform. If the university supervisor has concerns, very similar to mentor, document those concerns is so important. So take notes, share those concerns with the candidate as well as the cooperating teacher right away. Don't hold back. You need to be very clear with expectations and honest. And then also sharing those concerns with the field coordinator. So our respective programs typically have monthly supervisor meetings to connect with what's going on in field work. And so you can share those concerns during those meetings, or you can reach out directly to your field coordinator via email or phone. And then they will help guide the next steps for addressing any concerns you or the cooperating teacher may have. If you still have concerns about the teacher candidate, even after talking with them, having perhaps an additional triad team meeting to address those concerns, then we request that you go through a more formal process. So you have your informal notes about your concerns, and now the next step, because those weren't addressed, is reaching out to the field coordinator to let them know that you would like to set up a meeting with your triad team to write up a statement of concern and contract or action plan. This is a formal document on our website, which is right here, and you can download it here. It's a 2-page document. And so the first page is that the team meets together to identify the competencies that in the respective program that are of concern, and what about that is a concern for this candidate. It could be one or more. And the candidate needs to sign that to ensure that they acknowledge that this has been written. And then the second page is based on that TPE or that competency, what is a plan of action for that student to improve, and a timeline for expectations, perhaps 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks that they need to improve in order to pass that fieldwork experience. If they don't meet that timeline, then the team needs to discuss next steps, perhaps not passing. And this is all communicated with the field coordinator to ensure that they receive the paperwork, that the team checks back in when those timeline dates are passed to see if they have met that contract and to discuss next steps. So to wrap up, there are so many mentor practices out there that are just absolutely amazing. And these apply to our cooperating teachers or mentors as well as our supervisors. So you are the experts in the field guiding our candidates. And we know that the fieldwork experience is one of the most important experiences for our candidates as they develop their own teacher identities and apply best practices in the field. So you can watch this video on our website. And this is discussing key practices for mentors, co-teaching with your candidate, making your teaching thinking explicit, modeling for the candidate, debriefing with them, analyzing student work and co-planning with them. And so on this website, Mentor Teachers, this is an overview video, and then there's videos and documents to support your work with your candidate in each of those 6 practices. Thank you, Triad team. You are a critical part of our future teachers' fieldwork experiences as they learn to become teachers, and we're so proud to have you as part of our Sac State family.